So I'm reading Blackwater by Michael McDowell. This is a six-part series. Uh, I think it was published as six different books, previously. So I'm just gonna be talking about these six books, separately. So right now I just read The Flood, and I'll be reading the book, the Blackwater series for the next week. I'm guessing the next 2 weeks actually. So this is the third time I'm reading a book by Mr. McDowell. So previously I've read The Elementals and I read Cold Moon Over Babylon from him, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed both these books. I enjoyed Elementals slightly better. It was less gory than Cold Moon Over Babylon. There were some gory scenes in Cold Moon Over Babylon, but in The Elementals there were not that much gore actually. It's more a gothic haunted mansion kind of story, but I still really enjoyed it actually. But on with Blackwater, on with the story. So essentially, in the first book, there's a flood. So that's the title of the book actually, The Flood. So there's this flood in a small Alabama town called Perdido, and it's taking its name from the river that's floating there actually. So the Perdido, they have these two different rivers, so Perdido and Blackwater, that merges together. So the town is built around this junction, I think, of the two rivers. It's not that clear in the book, but it's around this junction actually. So there's this flood. The city has been evacuated, but still there was this woman that was trapped in the hotel. We don't really know how she was able to survive, 4 days without food or water or anything. So her getting into the town is kind of mysterious. And her name is Eleanor Dammert, and she is going to be one of the main characters, at least for the first part in here. So Eleanor was found by two men who were surveying the area, just to evaluate the damage of the flood around the city. So they're doing their survey by boat. I think it's a rowboat. So one guy is rowing the boat and the other is just they're looking out for not really survivors, because in their mind everybody has been evacuated besides that woman actually. Once again, the characters development in here are really well done. This is an author that, the ambience in the book, the feeling that you have, this oppressing feeling that something bad is gonna happen always. The characters that are really morally gray, you still feel attached to the characters even if they're assholes a lot of time, which is something that I really enjoyed from this author, and he did not disappoint in here. Like, all the characters are really good. The town in itself is a character also. Houses are characters, and the weird relationship between family members is really good once again. Same thing as it was the case also in Elementals and Cold Moon Over Babylon. These weird relationship that you have with your family. It's not even with your family, because they're all dysfunctional families. I feel like from this author in here, once again, all really dysfunctional families actually. So back to what I was saying previously, you always get this feeling that terrible things are gonna happen, and terrible things does happen in that first part actually, in that first book. But even afterwards, there's still this feeling that it's just the beginning of something more terrible that's gonna happen. I really enjoyed that. I can't wait to read what's next. Once again, the author makes you care about unlikable characters in a way that's really weird. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching once again.